Hey, Kentucky, welcome back. Well, let's get to the news. We got help today from Hunter Lisle from the Arthur Murray Dance Studio here in Lexington. He's decaffeinated, believe it or not. Hunter, are you ready to go, buddy?
I am ready, if you can believe that. It's good to see you all. Great to be on your show.
All right, let's begin.
While boarding a plane to visit migrant children at the border, First Lady Melania Trump was photographed wearing a jacket with the phrase, "I really don't care, do you?" on the back. Guys, what do you think about this?
Can you imagine how upset they'd have been if it was a members-only jacket? Josh?
I feel like if you're in the White House, you put a lot of thought into public perception. So this feels like, who's the publicist who misses this one, right? Who looks at her from the front and goes, "Great, Melania, head out the door," and never bothers to check the other side of the billboard.
Maybe they didn't get, maybe even Melania didn't know. I don't know. Maybe somebody slapped that on her back like a kick me sign.
It looks a little
but
like
it
graffiti,
seems
yeah.
very tone deaf, doesn't it? My goodness, what were you doing? Okay, Hunter, what's next?
Well, a former Bowling Green police officer has been accused of making threats against President Trump after making social media posts claiming he would kill the president. That's pretty tough. Lee and Josh, what do you think about this story?
Again, law enforcement. This is the puzzling part for me. Is we know you can't make threats against the president, no matter who he is. What are you doing, Hoss?
Yeah, I read into this a little bit. I think that he's actually been diagnosed with schizophrenia, which changes that whole equation.
Who hasn't?
But it's not a good situation all around. A guy who's in a tough spot, obviously, and not making the best of it.
Something you don't do. Okay, Hunter.
Sounds good. Well, a man in Louisville got caught on camera stealing a hanging basket from someone's home. And police think he's also behind a string of recent yard gnome disappearances. Guys, what do you think about this story?
It's the perfect crime. I don't know how many houses I've driven by and thought, boy, I'd like to have that hanging basket. It's very odd, isn't it?
Isn't Matt Jones around the Highlands a fair bit? The video footage doesn't look like Matt, but you know, the Highlands, they get into some
Actually,
hijinks.
that looks exactly like Matt, because a lot of people don't know he wears a piece. And you can see his bald head when he takes it off.
They get up to some hijinks in the Highlands, and so maybe stealing lawn gnomes is just their idea of a good time.
I don't want to work that hard if I want to steal something. I know people that stole concrete planters. You know how heavy those things are? It's crazy. Okay, Hunter.
Wow, what a story. This morning, a bourbon barrel storage facility in Bardstown, Kentucky collapsed, causing hundreds of barrels of aging bourbon to tumble to a splintery demise. This could be a tragedy, guys. What do you think about this loss of Kentucky bourbon?
I think we should have a moment of silence for this. I mean, this is sad, for crying out loud.
Yeah, since the Pappy Van Winkle theft, is this the worst bourbon-related disaster to strike the state? I shed a bourbon-y tear for all of those barrels. I think 9,000 barrels lost. Think about how many nightcaps that is.
Wow. You would think somebody, if you're putting your investment inside that facility, you'd have some structural integrity checks on occasion, wouldn't you?
Yeah, the engineering didn't hold up.
No, I guess not. Probably.
After a moment of silence. While many coal-fired power plants in Kentucky have shut down, their leftover coal ash was found to be contaminating 14 Kentucky groundwater sites. Guys, what do you think about this story?
Oh, it's delicious, I'm sure. Again, it makes you angry because through no fault of their own, you got people living in these areas that got to deal with this stuff. And we've got enough problems in eastern Kentucky with water, as we've well reported here on Hey Kentucky, so it kind of urinates me off, Josh.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, is that the group of people who live here have to deal with this kind of environmental issue way, way too often.
All right, Hunter, what's next?
Two former star athletes at Anderson County High School, including one Kentucky Mr. Basketball finalist, were among 4 men charged with vandalizing their schools. Athletics facilities, guys, what do you think about this story?
I don't get that. I would love to have had the opportunities. You know, I struggled on the bench. And so to be a celebrated athlete, I think I could just behave myself for a little while longer so I could take advantage of the opportunities given. But again, I don't understand it, so I don't know what these kids are doing.
Well, and presumably the coaches and teachers who helped these people get to some degree to where they are and played a part in their success, they work there, and now you're harming facilities that they work at, and that seems...
Yeah, that and this whole senior prank thing, I don't get. Okay, Hunter.
Sounds good. And this last one is a great story to put on ice. Lexington's very own Crank and Boom ice cream is being featured in an upcoming issue of People magazine as part of the magazine's 100 Reasons to Love America issue. Great issue. Guys, what do we think about this?
People magazine's got this right, because if you haven't treated yourself to Crank and Boom yet, you should. It is absolutely delicious. It's not like other ice cream. It's so creamy, you don't know what you're thinking while you're going into that coma.
The bourbon and honey.
Oh, that's
the
good, too.
bourbon and honey ice
Yeah.
cream. I forget how good it is between bites, and then take the next bite and am re-amazed
Yeah.
at how great it is.
I'm all about the salted caramel. They do that as well as anybody. All right, now Hunter, you got something coming up, right?
We do. We're actually doing the ultimate wedding giveaway, if you can believe that. It's going to be on Sunday, this coming Sunday, at the Arthur Murray Dance Studio. We've involved a lot of local, bridal consultants, DJs, florists, everything. And basically, one lucky couple is going to get all these as a prize for their wedding. So if you go to ultimateweddinggiveaway.com, you can register. It's free, and we'll be holding it at the studio. And it's really something new we decided to try this year.
All right, Hunter, thank you, buddy, for helping us out. Again, we'll do tonight's wrap-up next as Hey Kentucky continues in a moment.